Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30 on March 6th, 2023, and you can see a little light precipitation moving into the area. It's probably not reaching the ground. We did have a good deal of clouds around today, and then they kind of cleared out in the late afternoon hours, but you can see here's the next little wave here coming in. You can see those clouds dissipating. So we did get a little bit of clear sky, and if you notice, a little wisp of smoke there, that's actually from a controlled burn, because again in New Jersey, they do lots of those. You can see that. That's actually from a controlled burn in the New Jersey pine barrens. Of course, we don't do any of that on Long Island because, again, if you watched my previous video, nobody really cares about the pine barrens on Long Island, except for me and a small handful of people that don't really count. Let's look at the weather map here, which I forgot to load here. So we'll do the Weather Prediction Center. And you'll see there's like a little, I can't really call it a clipper system because it's not really that cold of air coming in. But there is a little light precipitation around it, mixed precipitation. It could be snow, and it will bring in some colder air. Looking at the radar right now, you could see some of that looks like light rain over the city. I don't know if that's reaching the ground. And then as you get into Pennsylvania, you start seeing some darker blues in the mountains where they'll get some decent snows. And they'll actually, I believe, have a winter weather advisory in effect for them. So actually winter storm warnings for some of the mountain areas. But you'll see no advisories in our immediate area except extreme far western New Jersey. Looking at the current conditions outside, you can see it's pretty mild out there. 39 at West Hampton. Looks like it's dropped to 39 in the New Jersey Pine Barrens as well. Otherwise, 43 at Islip. And we'll see what the day was like here at Islip. We got into the 50s again. It was pretty warm. As you see here, you have 53 above normal. Again, what else is new? And breezy as well. So we'll put the highs and lows on the screen here for you. And the highs, you can see mid-50s on Long Island and mid to even upper 50s in New Jersey. Looking at the lows, let's get the lows on the screen. You can see mid-30s, 28 at West Hampton, 27 looks like in the New Jersey Pine Barrens there. So a little colder there. We go and we look at the, I guess we'll go to the models next here. And you can see here is that little clipper system. So it's going to be coming through, giving us a chance of a light snow, maybe mixed precipitation. Probably won't amount to much. Moves offshore, and then we have that high come in. That's the start of this little different kind of pattern here where we'll have a break in the storminess. You could see. And you can see there's a break, and then it looks like we'll have to watch this is way, way off on Saturday. The models don't agree on this storm here. Some of them give us snow, some of them don't. And then we have another high build in, and then look at that system right there. So you can see, and then we have a parade of systems that try to come through, and you'll still see lots of systems coming into the West Coast, because if we close this out, you'll see new atmospheric river to bring, more precipitation for California, again, with mountain snow coming. Yep. So just another day in the crazy weather that we've been having, and it's only going to get worse as we deal with more and more. Let's just focus on the weather in this one, all right? It's easy for me to get caught up on all this other stuff. So let's go and look at the HRR model first, 0Z run of the HRR, and you'll see here's that little precipitation. Yeah, it's very, very light. A little mixed precipitation. Maybe a coating. I don't think we see any accumulation on Long Island from this. Perhaps west of the city, in the higher elevations in New Jersey, you might get an inch or two. Some of the higher elevations, like if you're going down the Parkway and you're going, by what is that, PNC? Sometimes you'll see some there. I also start talking more and more at New Jersey because you know the plan already. So here we go. So you can see those tighter isobars coming in. That's going to keep the northwest winds in play, but we will be dry, fortunately. Now, if we look at the HRR and see how much snowfall that gives us, you can see this is pretty much what I'm in agreement with here. Very little bit. You'll see that, again, that central Jersey corridor could be a little snowfall there, but I think the only really sizable snow is going to be in the mountains. I think I'm in agreement with this. I'm not even going to show you any other model at this point. I mean, I could show you another model. I guess we could look at the NAM, but even the NAM agrees with that. So you can see what I mean. So there's not a whole lot of like GFS. I mean, all the models are in agreement that this is not going to be anything major. Could it be enough, though? Could it be enough to give the park, what does it need, 0.8? I don't know. I do not know if it's going to get that or not. I really don't think so, but we'll have to see what happens. So look at the dew points and wind flow here, and you'll see here that we stay in the dry air. So that tonight, and then, I'm looking at the 0-1Z. All right, got to move this back to the 0Z. So you stay in the dry air tonight, and you'll see that northwest winds continue tomorrow into Wednesday, almost a northerly flow for Wednesday, and that's going to keep us in the dry air. We're looking at the GFS here, which I'll go over to the GFS. You'll see the same thing here. Dry air stays in place, and you'll see, again, Thursday, we're still sticking with the northwest winds here. We don't start seeing those winds become south until we get toward that weekend system. All right? So let's first go over the next couple of days. Again, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this little tease of snow. It's not going to be a big deal for most of us, unless you're in, like I said, maybe some of the higher elevations of Old Bridge, into central, maybe northern, and maybe Middlesex County, New Jersey, into Union and Essex, well, mainly Essex County, into western Jersey. So let's look at our temperatures here. And I'm on the GFS here. So actually, I should probably put this back to the HRRR. So let's do that. Let's do HRRR for temperatures now. So here are your temperatures on the HRRR, and you'll see the temperatures also are very borderline. So right around the freezing mark. It's really, considering how warm it was today, I think it's going to have a hard time sticking. I really do. So tomorrow, it's definitely going to be cooler tomorrow. Highs only around on the low 40s tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we will drop into the upper 20s. All right, so we will be a little below normal tomorrow for a change. We go back closer to normal on Wednesday. Highs generally in the mid-40s, maybe upper 40s in New Jersey. And then if we take this to the GFS, you'll see here that, again, at night, we might have that radiational cooling where it might drop to the 20s or lower. And then here we are Thursday, already starting to warm up, probably 45 to 50. All right, and then for Friday, we'll see. We might see more clouds. That'll keep the temperatures down. But then there's that next system that develops, and that is the one that we've got to watch for the weekend. All right, it looks like right now with the track and the temperatures that the GFS is showing, it's above freezing. However, you see it does stay cool in the long range. If I take this and show you the longer range, you'll see it does stay below normal. Maybe a few warm days, but generally speaking, it is going to be below normal. And maybe we might actually be below normal for the month of March for temperatures for once, right? If we go to the total snowfall here, and I could just run this GFS through here just for fun, you can see it's not really showing much of anything for us. All right, but there are the models to look at if we want to go a little bit beyond. We'll go to the eastern U.S. here, and we'll go and look at the Icon model. If we want to go and look at some of the other longer range models, I don't have the 0Z, I'll have to use the 18Z. So this is the Icon model. There's your weak system there, high pressure, and then the next system, this is for Saturday, and you see it develops the low a little further to the south. So again, we may have, if it may be a matter of if it comes down heavy enough, we could see a very wet snow from it. This is what the Icon is doing. That's as much as of the Icon we have. I don't think. Oh, the 12Z run does go a little further. So here's the 12Z run of the Icon. All right, so here's the 12Z run, but it's really in a difficult spot to say. All right, well, this looks like a real soaker for Saturday on the Icon, and then it slowly moves away. You can see that it slowly moves away. You got to remember, though, that what's going to become this storm is still ways away. So there's a lot of volatility in the models. All right, so that's the Icon model right there. That shows it. All right, we'll go a little closer now and show it to you. Icon, obviously more impressive than the GFS. You can see it develops in a little more of a favorable spot, but still too close. to really snowfall. It really doesn't show that much because, again, the temperatures are just not quite cold enough. We'll go back to Saturday here. Not quite cold enough. It would be a very cold rain. If that, and if we look at the temperature profile here, oh, that's right, this doesn't give off. If we look at the GFS, go back to GFS, you see it's much further north with the low. 12Z run even further. So you can see how the models don't agree on this. What about the Canadian? Canadian's even further south with it, but it's weaker, and it has it further offshore. But this would be our next chance for perhaps some significant snow to watch. So the snow lovers may still, I mean, not all hope is lost, but, right now they're just showing kind of warm. This is the problem. We don't have any really Arctic air around. It's cold air, but if we had Arctic air, this would be a nice snowfall. But unfortunately, we don't have any Arctic air, so we can't really get a nice snowfall out of this. That's the Canadian run, all right? And GFS, we have one more, the European, of course. Let's go to the European here. European, 12's the European. I'll show it here. And this is the European model. And that's even further to the south. European is like a complete mess because it has the blocking almost too strong, and it just pushes it offshore. But then it's got another storm system that follows that would be hopeful for some snow perhaps around the 14th. There's a nice little system there that would develop. But again, this is the European. Its track record is pretty bad. All right, we're a ways out. I'm not going to obsess over this, but we'll have to watch it and see. But again, the GFS, here's the GFS again on the storm system, and you see as far as it would be generally a soaker type of rain. We'd have a lot of rain from it. Again, another soaker. But it's a ways out. Things could change, and I'm not going to really focus on it too much, but just keep an eye that the weekend could have a big storm on it. It could be just a rainstorm, or it could be something a little more interesting. We'll have to see. But right now, it's a little too early to tell. So let's go and look at the skies. Obviously, we finally got a little sunshine today, and we should actually see some sunshine tomorrow, maybe. The models don't agree on tomorrow. See, GFS is kind of bearish with the clouds, but on Wednesday, it's fairly clear. Thursday, it seems like it has a few more clouds, but it still seems fairly clear. And again, this is low resolution, and that's as far as I'm going to go with the GFS. All right, let's go to RGEM. Next is the 18Z RGEM model here. And you can see RGEM is fairly bullish as far as getting sunshine tomorrow because it clears most of the clouds out by mid-morning. But it does bring some of the clouds back over Long Island toward later in the afternoon. You could see. And then because it's like this storm almost retrogrades a little bit. You can see it's like this trough because of the block. And then you'll see here for Wednesday, we would be mostly sunny. It looks like mostly sunny anyway. Some scattered clouds off to the north. Thursday, it's showing clouds forming over Long Island. And it looks like Thursday, the way that movement looks, it almost looks like there's an east wind there. Let's go and look at the wind direction here because it looks more like an east wind. No, it's a north wind. Interesting. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's the RGEM model. Let's go now to the NAM model for skies. All right, see, they're all over the place. So here's the NAM model. NAM model, again, showing more clouds for tomorrow, but then eventually clearing out. And then for Wednesday, you see it shows mostly sunny skies. And then for Thursday, also, this is as far as the NAM goes. Now, the HRRR, we cannot actually get the cloud information from that directly, but what we can do is take soundings. So, all right, we'll go to 16Z, which is, I guess, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. All right. So we'll go here and look at the sounding for Long Island, and you see there is some mid-level moisture that could be hanging around. So this is, again, mid-level moisture here. Let's see Suffolk County. You see that mid-level moisture. Let's look at New Jersey. We also probably have it there, too, as well. Yes, we do. You see there's also a dry layer of air there as well. If we move this into 18Z, more into the afternoon, put that over Islip, you'll see is a tendency for another mid-level cloud deck here. Looking at Long Island, not quite as much of a tendency of a mid-level deck, but there's still some. Or should I say looking at New Jersey. We move this into Wednesday. We'll put this right at noon on Wednesday. Wednesday, it's showing quite extensive cloudiness over Long Island. If we put this over New Jersey, it's also showing a little bit of cloudiness. So we'll have to see. You'd think we'd be able to get clear skies this time. You'd think it would be a favorable pattern, but we'll have to see. Some of the models aren't completely on board with it. I'll have to see if the HRRR is just being a little too pessimistic with the skies. It's possible. It's possible. It is. It's possible. You have to look at the overall. Once this storm passes, we'll have a better idea of the sky conditions. But it will be turning colder, and I'm hoping we'll get to see some more sunny skies like this. This is what it looked like this afternoon, late this afternoon. We had that period of nice clear skies. Argyle Pond in Babylon, where, of course, where the important people are. Not Argyle Pond, Southern's Pond in Babylon, where the important people are, of course, because they get to have a clean environment and their trees preserved, but the rest of us, we just get to be industrialized. So that's going to wrap up this weather update from Long Island. Have a good night.